If you don't know who George Gervin AKA Iceman is, besides having one of the coldest nicknames of all time, he has the most scoring titles of all time by somebody not named Wilt Chamberlain or Michael Jordan. But today we care about more than just scoring titles, because our goal is to make Iceman the greatest player of all time. So here we are in the 1976-77 NBA season, in George Gervin's first season in the NBA, and he's already a 94 overall because he has 4 years in the ABA under his belt. And the league looks so different, there are only 22 teams. And as for the top players in the league, we have Kareem, Bill Walton, Julius Erving, Bob McAdoo. The list goes on, and hopefully later down the line we can get some of these guys to team up with George Gervin. And the reason I say that is because at the beginning of every season we get to spin this upgrade wheel, and with some of these upgrades we can sign top free agents, some of them we can do trades, and so on. So for George Gervin's season 1 upgrade, we are almost gonna land on a free agent, but we get plus 10 to his defense. Before the upgrades, he's sitting at a 94 overall, and after upgrading every defensive attribute, he goes from a 94 to a 96. But that won't be the only upgrade we get, because along with at the beginning of every season, George Gervin gets an upgrade for every playoff series he wins. But he's gonna need a lot of upgrades because the goal of this video is for George Gervin to retire with a better resume than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So that means we need more than 6 MVPs, 6 championships, and 2 finals MVPs to become the GOAT. In George Gervin's first season, Rick Barry's gonna win the MVP. Iceman finishes top 3 in MVP though, that's a great sign. And the Spurs are gonna finish with 65 wins. He's gonna make the All-NBA second team, averaging 25, 9, and 2. I don't know why the stats show up like this. What is going on? And with the Spurs sitting at the 1 seed, they have to play the Hawks in the first round. The Spurs by far look like the better team, but the Hawks are gonna steal game 1. The Spurs blow them out in game 2. Game 3 goes to the Hawks, and they're gonna eliminate the Spurs. That is crazy. I guess they're just the fraudulent 1 seed, and Rick Barry wins the regular season and finals MVP. But at the beginning of season 2, hopefully we can land on something on the wheel that'll make up for that, and we get plus 10 to Iceman's athleticism. It sucks that we didn't get any upgrades in last year's playoffs, but this year is way more important because Larry Bird is in the upcoming draft. Year 2, Julius Erving is gonna win the MVP. The Warriors just set the record for the best team of all time, and George Gervin's gonna finish 5th in MVP, making the All-NBA second team again, this time averaging 27 points a game. The Spurs are the second seed. Them and the Sixers are way better than everyone else in the East, so hopefully that means they can actually win a playoff series this time. This Celtics team looks really good for a 7 seed, I'm not gonna lie, but the Spurs are gonna take the first 2 games and sweep. So back to the wheel we go. I really want something trade related or free agent related so we can get Larry Bird, and we are so close to Trade Finder, but we're not gonna get it. On the bright side, George Gervin's up to a 98 after all those finishing upgrades. And in round 2, they have to go up against Elvin Hayes. The Wizards are the 6th seed though, so this is definitely a winnable series. Game 1, the Spurs are gonna take. Game 2, they also take. They're gonna go up 3-0, and they're gonna sweep their way to the conference finals. So that's gonna leave us with another upgrade for the Iceman. Please, don't go to rebounding, don't go to rebounding. It's gonna stay on a trade, that's perfect. We just got extremely lucky there. In the conference finals, we have to play the Sixers. We really have to go up against MVP Julius Erving, and the rest of their team also looks really stacked as they take game 1. Game 2, we're gonna tie it up though. We're gonna take game 3. We're gonna take a 3-1 lead on them. We can't make it out in 5, but we're able to make it out in 6 after an amazing first quarter. Of course, George Gervin led the way with 32. So we just beat the MVP of this year, but now we have to beat the MVP of last year, the defending champions, and the best team of all time. I thought the 76ers were stacked, but this is a whole nother level of stacked, as the Warriors are gonna take the first 2 games. The Spurs take game 3, and the Warriors go up 3-1. This series is over. They're gonna win back-to-back championships. And low-key, I might have just sold there. Every time the team makes the finals, I forget to spin the wheel for the conference finals win. I just get so excited that we made the finals. We're gonna get lowest rating to 99, and that's gonna get his intangibles from a 59 to a 99, making him a 99 overall. That does make me feel better though, because that would have made no difference at all. But now at the beginning of George Gervin's 3rd season, we get another upgrade, and he gets plus 5 to his overall, even though he's a 99. So in this case, what we do is put every attribute up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has an 84 3-pointer now, but I mean, he doesn't shoot any threes to begin with, so we're gonna need to get Steph Curry's shooting on the wheel to help with that. But now, since we're able to control a trade, I'm gonna hop in the draft lottery and just see who gets the number 1 pick. It is gonna be the Nets, but hopefully they don't have their pick for long, because I'm gonna try to trade for it. I'm gonna test my luck with Trade Finder. Yeah, I doubt anything comes up, but we're gonna make our own trade here. Their pick is 4-star value. We have the 21st pick. It's only 1.5-star value. I can throw in future picks. I still feel like they're not gonna accept, but it's worth a try before we throw in throwing any players because I don't care about that many of these picks. I mean, realistically, I don't care about any. If anything, we could just get picks from other teams because we should be good for the foreseeable future, and they're going to accept the trade. I think we just gave up 5 first-round picks, and now with the first pick in the draft, we're going to take Larry Bird. He has a Hall of Fame ceiling, and he's now a San Antonio Spur. That played out perfectly for us because honestly, yeah, he's by far the best player in this draft. Mo Cheeks would have been decent, same with Reggie Theus, but other than that, this draft definitely falls off. And since we already have an 88 overall power forward and Larry Bird's a power forward, I'm just going to change him to a small forward. His overall goes up, and now we have a pretty solid starting lineup with everybody 83 overall or better. In his 3rd season, George Gervin's going to win the MVP, and Larry Bird's going to win the Rookie of the Year. And the Spurs are going to set the record for the best team of all time with 76 wins. So it looks like we made the right play drafting Larry Bird, even though we traded 5 picks for him. Round 1, I'm just going to sim. The team is so good that I don't even have to look who we're playing against, as George Gervin gets +10 to his athleticism again. Round 2, we have to play the Bullets, who we beat last year. They have Gail Goodrich now, and they're up from the 6th seed to the 4th seed, so they're definitely something to not be taken too lightly as they take game 3. We're going to go up 3-1 though, and we make it out in 5. If we could get super lucky here and get a trade for Magic Johnson, that would be nice. Instead, we are going to get a random rating to 99. So for that, we have to pull out the random number generator, put it 1 through 36. We get attribute 31, and that's going to give George Gervin 99 strength. That's nothing crazy because he's a guard. I'll take it. We have to play the Celtics. They were the 7th seed last year, but they're a 2 seed now after picking up Bob McAdoo in free agency. This team is nasty. I know we're the best team of all time, but I am scared as we lose game 1. We're going to win game 2 by 7. Game 3, we win by 11. We're going to take a 3-1 lead over them and make it out in 5. Let me actually remember to spin the wheel before the finals, and we're going to get Kyrie's handles. So that not only gives George Gervin 99 ball control, but that's going to put George Gervin's ISO tendencies up, so when we hop into games, he'll actually ISO. In the finals, we have to either face Rick Barry or Kareem, and it's going to be Rick Barry again. And they picked up Pete Maravich in the offseason. What are these crazy signings? I mean, we got Larry Bird, so I can't complain, but the Warriors are super stacked. They're going to win the first 2 games. Spurs take game 3, but they can't tie the series up. They're going to win game 5. I'm going to simcast game 6. And the Spurs just don't have enough firepower yet, as George Gervin's finals record is going to move to 0-2, and Pete Maravich wins the finals MVP. But at the beginning of George Gervin's 4th season, we have our last chance to get Magic Johnson if we land on a trade here, but we're not going to. Instead, we get +5 to his overall. So after we took away the Nets' 1st overall pick last year, they're going to lose the coin toss this year and miss out on Magic Johnson. That is crazy bad luck for them and bad luck for us too, as our 88 overall power forward might be leaving us. Hopefully in free agency they can get a deal done. I'm just going to sim it. I have no control over trades or free agency unless we hit something on the wheel. And as we go into player progression, Larry Bird's up to a 90. Larry Keenan is still here, thank goodness. So now we have a really solid big 3. George Gervin's not going to win back-to-back MVPs. He is 3rd though, surrounded by 2 Lakers guys and 2 Celtics guys. Magic Johnson's going to win the Rookie of the Year. Kareem's streak of 3 Defensive Player of the Years in a row is over, and the Spurs are still amazing, winning 74 games. Let's see if we can finally win that first championship this time. We're going to sweep the Nets. At this point, I don't even really care which upgrades we get. We are going to get De'Aaron Fox's speed, but our speed and speed with ball are both above 97, so we get a respin. So instead of that, we are going to land on a random rating to 99 unless it goes to shooting, and it doesn't. So now we got to go back to the random number generator. We get attribute 17, and that's going to put George Gervin's pass IQ to a 99. Round 2, we have to face Philly. I don't know how this is a 4-seeded team. They look like a 1 seed. Every team is just getting crazy free agent signings. They are going to take game 1. Game 2, we tie the series up. Game 3, we go up 2-1. We're able to go up 3-1, and we make the conference finals. I really hope we can form a dynasty with George Gervin and Larry Bird here. We are going to get to control 1 trade. That is really clutch. Obviously, we have to save that for the offseason, but I think the move is to trade for the guy in the bottom right of the screen. In the conference finals, we have to face the Celtics again, but we do look better with 90 overall Larry Bird. But here goes nothing. Game 1, we're going to take. Game 2, we're also able to take. We're going to take a 3-0 lead over the Celtics and sweep them. And that's going to help us land on +10 to George Gervin's athleticism. Once again, in the finals, they have to play either the Lakers or the Warriors. The Warriors are going to tie the series up. Lakers take game 5 and they're going to game 7. So we're either going up against the defending champions or the top 2 guys in the MVP race. Moment of truth, here goes nothing, and we have to face the 1-seeded Lakers. This is not going to be easy. Hopefully George Gervin's finals record doesn't go to 0-3. The Lakers are going to tie the series up at 2. Spurs are able to take game 3, and we have a 2-2 series. And in game 5, the Spurs find themselves down by 1 with 2 minutes to go. This is a big one. They're going to go down low to Adrian Dantley. He's going to fake the hook. He ends up going up with the terrible shot, and the Spurs get the board. I don't like the fact that Larry Bird is not on the court right now. I really hope he didn't foul out. Silas is going to find George Gervin in the post. He's going to fake the fade. They're going to go to their center. He goes up with the layup, and it's off. Adrian Dantley in the corners and a pass to Moses Malone to Allen. They just keep swinging the ball around. It looked like he was looking for Moses Malone. He's not able to find him, but he's gonna get fouled. So now the Lakers get two pretty important free throws. They're gonna knock down the first. Unfortunately, Larry Bird isn't in the game, so he must have fouled out as we have a 3-point game now. So let's hope George Gervin can lead us. Otis Birdsong is looking for someone coming off the screen. He's gonna find Silas to George Gervin. I really want him to ISO here. We ended up upping his ISO tendencies, and we gave him Kyrie dribbling, so hopefully he can do something. He's gonna body his way into the paint and score. Less than 1 minute to go. Moses Malone sets the screen. Allen's not able to find it, but he's gonna make his way into the paint. He kicks it out to Shaw, who's left open for the mid-range, and he's gonna miss. Spurs get the rebound. This one is still anyone's game. George Gervin on the break with the reverse layup's gonna give the Spurs the lead. What a crazy shot from Iceman. Let's see if the Spurs can get a stop. They cannot. Less than 30 seconds for the Spurs to make something happen. Silas on the drive's gonna take the jumper, and it's good. So now the Lakers have 24 seconds to get the last shot off here. 93% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. It looks like they're not gonna chew the clock though. They're looking for Moses Malone on the pick and roll. They're gonna find him. He's gonna take the contested fade, and it's off. So now George Gervin needs to knock down both free throws. He's gonna sink the first one, and to put the Spurs up by 3, his second one's good. Lakers have 12 seconds, no timeout. They are gonna need to hit a 3, and in this era, there aren't that many guys that can shoot 3s. Moses Malone to Dunn to Allen, the fake. He ends up shooting it. He's gonna miss, and the Spurs are gonna go up 3-2. But in game 6, they're gonna lose to the Lakers. We're going to a game 7 now. All because Moses Malone and Adrian Dantley both dropped 40. Moses Malone had more points from free throws than anyone did on our entire team. And I can't believe it. In game 7, the Lakers were simply the better team as the Spurs blow a 3-2 lead, and George Gervin's finals record moves to 0-3. I can't believe he really just reverse three-peated. But at the beginning of George Gervin's 5th season, we get +10 to his defensive attributes. Never mind, that's gonna land on rebounding. But before we advance to the full season, we still have our control trade that we got either in the second round or in the conference finals last year. I'm gonna try to trade for Magic Johnson. There's no trade offers, but we have the ability to do it ourselves. It will not be easy though. Obviously, I'm not gonna trade Larry Bird for him, but I do want to trade Larry Keenan. That's probably our best bet, but Magic's untouchable. We only have 2 picks. They're not gonna accept 1. They're probably not gonna accept 2 either. I'm gonna try to throw in seconds before I add in another player. That doesn't work either. So we gotta throw in some more talent. I may as well throw in this center. He's the same overall as Magic. They're not gonna accept it. Even with all those stars, we could try 2 more second round picks. They still say no. So instead of throwing that center, let me try throwing James. Oh, I can't throw James Silas. He's a free agent. Yeah, a lot of these guys are free agents. We might be cooked. Okay, I tried simming to free agency. Maybe that'll change something. We did sign 3 more guys to, I think, team options, so we have more people to trade. So along with Larry Keenan and this center, which they say no to, I'm gonna try to throw them an 80 overall power forward. They're still gonna say no, but we still have 2 first-round picks. This might actually work. 1 pick they say no to. 2 picks they're also gonna say no. A second probably doesn't change it. But what if I gave them Otis Birdsong instead? He is a full star more than the other guy for the Knicks, so this might work. If I throw in 2 picks, 1 pick they say no to, 2 picks they're gonna accept it. We have Magic Johnson. We just gave up an insane amount for him, but I think it is so worth it. We just gave them an 87, an 84, and an 81 for an 84. But now if we head on to player progression, Magic Johnson's gonna go up from an 84 to an 89, and Larry Bird's a 94. I'm gonna move Magic Johnson to a point guard. I don't know why he's a shooting guard in 2K, but now our big 3 of Magic Johnson, George Gervin, and Larry Bird are about to go insane. George Gervin's gonna win his 2nd MVP, averaging 29 and 12. Those rebounding upgrades really came in handy, and he's gonna win the Defensive Player of the Year. Otis Birdsong just won the Most Improved Player after we traded him away, but honestly, I'm fine with that because we're still gonna win 68 games, and we're only gonna continue to get better with Magic on the All-NBA second team, and Larry Bird is there with him too. He's gonna average 22, 7, and 8. First round of the playoffs, I'm just gonna sim because we are so good, we're gonna sweep. And to make George Gervin even better, we are gonna get 50 attribute upgrades that we can use wherever we want. First, I'm gonna max out his layup, then I'm gonna max out his mid-range. May as well max out his close shot while we're here. I'm gonna put his free throw to a 99. I'm gonna make his pass accuracy go from a 79 to a 99. And then with the remaining 8 points, I'm gonna give him 90 interior defense. Round 2, we have to play the Knicks. We traded them 3 of their starters, so hopefully we don't lose to them. That would be incredibly embarrassing as they do take game 2 and 3. Okay, I don't like the way this is going. We tie the series up, and in game 5, we have a pretty low scoring one, but the Spurs are gonna go up 3-2. All thanks to a 30-15 game from George Gervin, and Larry Bird had a double-double. Magic Johnson filled up the stat sheet, and in game 6, this one isn't even close. The Knicks are gonna get blown out. George Gervin had 42-17, 3-3. And for beating the Knicks, we're gonna land on Trade Finder. So now we have that for next season. We have to face the Celtics again, who don't have a point guard. Hopefully that means Magic Johnson can just cook. The Celtics are gonna take game 1, those Spurs tie it up. Game 3, the Spurs are gonna blow out the Celtics. They're gonna go up 3-1, and they're back in the finals. So with this last upgrade before the finals, hopefully it's something that can help. I guess it's technically not, because this will help us next season, but we get a top 20 free agent. So now to see which free agent we get from the best all the way to the 20th best, we get the 17th. I promise I clicked it. That's crazy though that it's staying at 17. And now in the finals, we're going to be playing the Supersonics. And this team is solid. They have Billy Knight and #1 overall pick in the draft before Larry Bird, Bernard King. We have lost the last 3 finals in a row. It doesn't look like anything's going to change here as the Sonics take the first 3 games and the Spurs just lost 4 championships in a row. At the beginning of season 6, we desperately need a good upgrade. We're going to get LeBron's longevity, so George Gervin's overall is not really going to drop anymore. And that's the perfect thing to get now with him being 29 years old. It was probably going to start dropping soon. Yeah, it was going to drop at 32, but now his peak end age goes to 41. We still have 2 other upgrades we can use. We can do a trade, but unfortunately we can't make our own. We can only use Trade Finder. The Jazz have the #1 pick. They're not going to give it up. The Nets have #2. They won't either. So honestly, I don't think it's worth trading for any of those picks because outside of Isaiah Thomas, I don't really want any of these guys. So we're going to head on to free agency. We get the 17th best free agent, and that's going to be Walter Davis. I guess that's solid. In player progression, Larry Bird's a 96, Magic Johnson's a 93, and we got this guy who we traded for Magic. So we fleeced the Knicks in that trade. He's really back on the team. And now it's time to test our luck. 10 games into the season, the worst team is the Warriors. I'm going to hit up that Trade Finder and try to trade for their pick. They want the center that we just signed back, James Silas and Leon Douglas, who aren't, yeah, they're not playing. James Silas was playing for us, but he dropped an overall since. And we have our bench power forward, another bench power forward, or these guys. And because James Silas is on a 2-year deal, I'm going to trade him away just to get that money off the books, and hopefully this is the #1 overall pick. Bernard King's going to win the MVP, averaging 26, 8, and 8. The Spurs are going to win 77 games, and I didn't check where in the MVP race George Gervin was, but he is going to average 28 and 11. I honestly just thought he was going to win the MVP for sure. In the first round, the Spurs have to go up against the Jazz. They're able to sweep, and for George Gervin, that's going to give him +10 to his finishing. Round 2, we have to play this Knicks team that I basically constructed. They have Kevin McHale now, so they should be pretty good. They are going to tie the series up at 1, but the Spurs are able to go up 3-1 and make it out in 5. So for George Gervin's second upgrade in the playoffs, he's going to get +10 to his shooting attributes. In the conference finals, we have to play the Sixers. They do look like they've gotten a little worse. It's probably just their players getting older, but the Spurs are able to take games 1 and 2 at home. They can't take game 3 on the road, and the Sixers tie it up. And in game 5, the 76ers are playing terrible on offense. We have a 5-point game. If it goes within 3, I'm gonna hop in. 1 minute to go. It's still 5. The Spurs score again. The Sixers score again. They make it within 3, but it's way too late. The Spurs are gonna win. And in game 6, we have a similar outcome. We have a 7-point game. The Sixers are gonna score, but so do the Spurs, and they're gonna move on to the finals. So George Gervin just keeps getting better as he gets +10 to his defense. And in the finals, we have a rematch of last year's finals. Hopefully it can go our way this time. On paper, we do look like the better team as the Spurs take the first 2 games of the series. They're also able to take game 3. And in game 4, the Spurs are going to complete the sweep to finally make George Gervin an NBA champion. I can't believe it took him 5 straight finals appearances to win his first ring. But unfortunately for him, he's not going to win the finals MVP. Larry Bird's going to take it. And for winning his first championship, George Gervin gets +10 to his dribbling. But also at the beginning of his 7th season, he gets another upgrade. This time it's going to be Magic Johnson's passing. That's crazy because that's his teammate. Also, I just remember we traded for the Warriors pick, and we do have top 2 odds. So now all we have to do is somehow win this coin toss, and pick #2 is going to us. So we fall to 2, but I will take it. Unfortunately, we don't have any trades, so we're probably going to have to watch Isaiah Thomas get picked first. Wait, they take Dominique Wilkins. I mean, that's fitting that he goes to the Hawks. Okay, never mind. I forgot this isn't even the Isaiah Thomas draft class. That was last draft. He just won Rookie of the Year, but instead we can get James Worthy, who has a Hall of Fame ceiling. I will take it. I am so glad we got a top 2 pick. We got super lucky there. Now in player progression, Magic's up to a 96, Bird stays a 96, and in a couple of years, the big 3 is going to turn into a big 4. Bernard King's going to win back-to-back MVPs. George Gervin finishes 3rd though. Dominique Wilkins wins the Rookie of the Year, and we might not go back-to-back with the Sonics winning 72 games. It's definitely possible though with 2 All-NBA first-team players and an All-NBA second-team player. I feel like I never really need to look at who we're playing in the first round. We're going to sweep, and for that win, George Gervin gets +10 to his athleticism. Yeah, athleticism. In round 2, we have to play the Bullets, who have David Thompson and Julius Erving now. Elvin Hayes is down to a 79, so at this point he's washed, but they still have a good team. We are going to go up 3-0 on them though and sweep. So for that win, we're able to get another upgrade, and we're going to get 99 shot tendency for George Gervin. And I guess I was excited for nothing. He already has that. So instead, we get a respin, and this time around, we're going to get +5 to his overall. Crazy, because even though he doesn't take any 3-pointers, his 3's a 99 now. I guess it was just his first 2 seasons where he didn't take any though, because he's taking them now. I mean, barely any, but that's better than nothing. He shoots almost 50%. In the conference finals, we have to play Philly, who have Larry Keenan. He's probably going to want revenge on us for trading him away, but we are going to take the first 2 and 3 games over the Sixers. We can't sweep them, but we're going to gentleman sweep. So that's going to leave us with our 3rd upgrade so far this playoffs. playoffs, and we're gonna get to sign a top 10 free agent in the offseason. Let's hit that RNG 1 through 10. We're gonna get the 8th best free agent. So in our 6th straight finals appearance, we get our 3rd straight matchup against the Sonics, and we are 1-1 against them. They swept us, and then we swept them, so this could go either way. And in back-to-back finals, we're gonna sweep them to make George Gervin a 2-time champion. And this time around, Larry Bird is gonna win his 2nd finals MVP, so George Gervin still has 0. But luckily, Kareem only had 2, so George Gervin only needs 3. So for winning his 2nd straight finals, he is gonna get +10 to his dribbling. But he already has 99 ball handles, so instead he gets +10 to his shooting. And at the start of Season 8, we get another spin on the wheel for Iceman. We get +10 to his playmaking. But we already got Magic Johnson's passing, so that's all maxed. Instead, we get to sign a top 5 free agent. That is huge because we're already getting a top free agent, and now if we click the random number generator, we get the best free agent out there. So moment of truth, if we head into free agency, the best free agent out there is Magic Johnson. He is a restricted free agent, so we were probably going to keep him anyway, but I guess this guarantees him staying on our team. And as for the 8th best free agent, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to get Charlie Scott. So we got super unlucky with the free agents. Magic Johnson came back anyway, and then Charlie Scott's dropping to an 81. But on the bright side, James Worthy's up to an 85, and I think it's time to move Larry Bird back to a small forward. George Gervin is finally back in the MVP column as he wins his 3rd, and he's going to win his 2nd Defensive Player of the Year. Our team is so stacked. Magic and Larry Bird are on the All-NBA 2nd team, and we're going to go 74-8 on the season. Round 1, you know the drill. We're just simming it. We're going to sweep. We're going to get +10 to playmaking attributes. I don't think any of them dropped. I just double checked and they didn't, so we do get a respin, and we're going to get Giannis's finishing. But at this point, George Gervin is so good that his layup and standing dunk are the exact same as Giannis's, and every other finishing attribute is higher, so instead we get a random rating to 99. Back to the random number generator, 1 through 36, we get attribute 11. His draw foul's already a 99, instead we get attribute 9, his post fade's a 99. Okay, so we go again. Attribute number 6, his 3-pointer's a 99. Attribute number 12, his shot IQ's a 99. Attribute 34, his intangibles is a 99. We're just gonna keep going. Attribute number 24 is his offensive rebound, which is 99. We're not giving up. Attribute 32 is his vertical, which is a 98. Finally, we're done. Round 2, we have to play the Clippers. I'm not scared of this team at all. So honestly, I'm just gonna sim the whole round and we're gonna sweep them. Kind of crazy how frequently we have to keep coming back to the wheel, and finally, George Gervin's gonna get Steph Curry's shooting. His shooting attributes are so good that they're not gonna change at all, but this is the main thing that's gonna change. His shot 3 tendency goes from a 5 all the way up to a 99. He took 10 threes in the regular season. We're gonna have to see what he does next season. And Philly looked better from when we last played them, but I'm still not scared of them. Here we go. Game 1, we're gonna take by about 10. Game 2, we take by exactly 10. Game 3, we win by about 20, and we're gonna sweep. So we have not lost a game yet this entire playoffs, and George Gervin gets +10 to his defense. In the finals, we could have our 4th straight rematch against the Seattle Supersonics, and we will. How are they here? They have a washed up Kareem, they have a 68 overall at point guard, and they somehow beat the 1 seed. I feel like we should be able to sweep them. We're only gonna win game 1 by 3. We lose game 2, we take game 3 and 4, and the Spurs are gonna use that momentum to win in 5, meaning George Gervin just three-peated after losing 4 straight finals. But now the question is, can he finally win his first finals MVP? And he's gonna do it. It took long enough, so he's gonna finish the season with the regular season MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year, the championship, and the finals MVP. For that finals win, we're gonna give our guy Iceman another upgrade, and he gets +10 to his defense. But at this point, he's so good that every defensive attribute is at 99. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with his playmaking. So we're gonna keep spinning until we get something that's not 99. We're gonna get 99 to his touch tendency, and that's perfect because it's sitting at a 95. Also, at the beginning of his 9th season, we need a trade here more than ever because we have the Michael Jordan draft class. We're gonna get so close to control a trade, but we can't quite get it. And this is nasty work. Michael Jordan is a Laker. Charles Barkley's a Rocket. Hakeem is on the Jazz. And then John Stockton's on the Hawks. But we're chilling with our core. We have 2 99 overalls, 3 95 pluses, and 4 90 pluses. George Gervin's gonna win his 4th MVP. It's crazy the top 3 guys in MVP were all on our team. Hakeem's gonna win the Rookie of the Year. And George Gervin wins his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year. The Spurs are still super dominant, winning 70 games. And in round 1, we're gonna sim, we're gonna sweep. And for George Gervin's next upgrade, he's gonna get +10 to his playmaking attributes. I feel like in round 2, the Wizards is the team we always face, and they keep getting worse and worse. They got David Thompson a couple years ago, but their big men were good back in the day. Now they're pretty bad. The Spurs are gonna be able to sweep. So for George Gervin's 2nd upgrade of the playoffs, he's gonna get Wilt Chamberlain's rebounding. And on to the conference finals, they have to play the Nets, who have 3 90+ overalls. They actually look good. But we have 4 +90s. We should be able to make it back to the final. We're gonna take the first 2 games by about 15. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we lose by by 30, but we're gonna make it out in 5. Another win, another spin, we're gonna get plus 10 to his defense. And in the finals, it looks like we're gonna be going up against a 6-seeded Pacers team, and we are. How is this team a 6 seed? This team on paper looks really good. I'm kind of scared for going up against Moses Malone. We're gonna take game 1 by 11. Game 2, we blow them out. Game 3, they win by 7, and they can't tie the series up. And in game 5, the Pacers don't put up a fight at all, so George Gervin's finals record really went from 0-4 to 4-4 now. And with him 4-peating on championships, let's see if he can 2-peat on finals MVPs. But he's not going to. Larry Bird is gonna win his 3rd one. That's crazy. He won the regular season MVP, but not the finals MVP. For winning the finals, we get another upgrade. At this point, I think there's only 1 trade on the wheel. Wait, no, there are 2, because there's Trade Finder and Control Trade. We almost get it. I really wanted it before Michael Jordan gets even better. But we still have 1 more chance at the beginning of Iceman's 10th NBA season, and instead, wait, we already have, oh, I thought we were gonna land on 99 past tendency. We would have gotten a respin, but instead we get to put any rating to 99. This is what his attributes are looking like. They're all in the 90s. His lowest is his standing dunk. I might just put that up, but it doesn't really do much. I feel like we should find something that could help him more. I guess I'm just gonna go with 3-pointer. Like, I don't even know at this point. The big 4 keeps getting stronger. We almost have 4 95 plus overalls. I don't know why Magic is dropping, but honestly, I don't really care. George Gervin's already up to 5 MVPs in 10 seasons and 4 Defensive Player of the Years. The Spurs are gonna win 74 games, and let's see if George Gervin can win his 5th championship. Round 1, we're able to sweep the 76ers. He gets plus 10 to his dribbling. And in round 2, we have to play the Cavs, who have a year 3 Clyde Drexler. He's been really solid for them. He won Rookie of the Year, but here goes nothing. We are gonna take the first 3 games against them. I'm surprised we swept. I thought they were gonna take a game from us. I'm not gonna lie. And now we're gonna get Trade Finder. It's a little too late, but I still want to try to get Michael Jordan. In the conference finals, we have to play the Rockets, who have Charles Barkley, Fat Lever, Jim Paxson, and a 90 overall center. This team looks good for a 3 seed. I'm surprised they're not the 2nd seed. We are gonna win the first 3 games though. Okay, we're just way better than I thought. I thought we would lose a game in the 2nd round. In the conference finals, we're gonna get to control a trade. That's really good because we're not only limited to Trade Finder now. And in the finals, we get a rematch against the Pacers, who were the 6th seed last year, or the Pistons, and it's gonna be the Pacers. Last year I was saying I don't know how they're a 6 seed. Now they're a 1 seed. I'm a little concerned. Moses Malone's averaging 38 and 16 in the playoffs. So here goes nothing. Game 1, we're gonna win by just 3 points. Game 2, we win by 9. Game 3, we blow them out. And with 12 seconds left in game 4, all we have to do is get 1 stop to win the NBA Finals. Williamson's gonna throw it down low to Moses Malone. He's gonna go into the post. He takes the contested layup and he ties the game up. The Spurs get 1 shot to win their 5th championship in a row. George Gervin's gonna pull up from deep and he knocks it down from Curry range. He really wanted that 5th championship, and with 0.2 seconds left on the clock, he's gonna get it. That Steph Curry shooting helped a ton. They gotta give him the finals MVP after that, but they're not going to. Magic Johnson's gonna walk away with his 1st one, but we're still on pace to pass Kareem. We just need 2 regular season MVPs, 2 championships, and 2 finals MVPs. For winning his 5th straight finals, George Gervin's gonna get 99 potential. At this point, that doesn't even matter, and luckily for us, he already has 99 potential. We get a respin, and he gets plus 10 to his athleticism attributes. And on top of that, he gets another spin at the start of season 11. It's gonna be plus 10 to his rebounding. We're getting closer to having 4 95 pluses. George Gervin's gonna tie Kareem in MVPs by winning his 6th. He's also up to 5 depoys, and the Spurs are gonna win 70 plus games again. Round 1 against the Celtics, they're gonna sweep. He's gonna get plus 10 to his finishing, and in round 2, they have to play the Cavs again. So at first, it was the Wizards in the 2nd round that we always played. Now it looks like it's gonna be the Cavs for the foreseeable future, but they're barbecue chicken. We're gonna sweep them. We're gonna land on 99 pass tendency. We do get a respin though, because he already got that from the Magic Johnson's passing upgrade, and now we're gonna get Trade Finder. And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of reminds me, we already got Trade Finder and Control the Trade, so we have 3 trades now. I wanted to use them this season, but I totally forgot. Now we have to play this 7-seeded Knicks team. I don't know how they made it this far. Honestly, I'm just gonna sim the whole round and we're gonna sweep them, which takes us back to the wheel where we get plus 10 to his rebounding. I thought we were gonna get Wemby's defense. In the finals, we have to play this 6-seeded Pacers team. They really went from 6 seed to 1 seed to 6 seed, making the finals all 3 years. Moses Malone is really carrying them, but it's not gonna be enough as they get gentlemen swept and George Gervin becomes a 6-time champion, tying Kareem. If he can win the finals MVP here, that will really help speed things up. And there it is. He's gonna tie Kareem by winning his 2nd finals MVP, so he only needs 1 more to go. That is perfect. He's tied with Kareem with MVPs, championships, and finals MVPs. Now he just needs 1 more of each to beat Kareem and become the GOAT. MVP number 7, check. And and championship number 7 check as the Spurs beat the Michael Jordan-led Lakers in 5. And yes, I used my trade to ship off James Worthy, a bunch of players, and a bunch of picks for Hakeem Olajuwon. So at this point, George Gervin has more MVPs and championships than Kareem. He just needs to beat him in finals MVPs. And he's gonna do it winning the finals MVP over Larry Bird and Magic Johnson to pass Kareem and become the GOAT. Who is that? Why is he standing there? But after that, he would play 6 more seasons and finish his career with 13 regular season MVPs, 12 Defensive Player of the Years, 12 championships, and 8 finals MVPs. He also had the most points of all time, the 2nd most threes, the 4th most rebounds, the 2nd most assists behind his teammate. He's number 6 in blocks, number 1 in steals, and number 1 in triple doubles. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to see me make AJ Debonsa the GOAT, click the video on the screen right now.